Hi guys, my name is Borodante, and welcome back to Overpain, which is a show in which I go through my Patreon page, check out your guys' submissions, trying to give you some advice and fix something. And before we start, this channel sponsor Wingfox has a great new tutorial from a huge Korean artist, Park Joon-kyu. He worked on Resident Evil 2 and Cyberpunk 2077. And this is a super new tutorial from him about creating a cyberpunk style artwork in his art style, like this kind of look. And what's really interesting, it's aimed at beginners, which means that he's confidently promising that literally everyone can draw this kind of art style by the end of this course. It's not fully released yet, hence the 47% discount, so you're paying $69, which is nice. And you're getting full access to the tutorial when it comes out. But so far, what I've watched, he is sharing all the ways of setting up your workspace, how to work with Photoshop, how to set yourself up for daily drawing practices. And I'm really looking forward to seeing the rest of this. So if you guys are interested, the affiliate link is in the description. I'll be definitely following this because his art style is literally everything my art style is missing. Like a precise drawing, perfect anatomy, and a completely different side of the style that I would really love to achieve. So yeah, the link and the extra 10% discount code is in the description. Now moving on with the overpaint. First patient, George. Hi George. Hi Boro, I recently started drawing digitally, but I have been watching your videos for a while. I would appreciate any feedback you could give to help me improve. This drawing is of an Octopus Wizard. Alright, the first thing with the composition, for the first time I felt like the orientation of the composition is not fitting the story. You know, we have this wizard octopus going somewhere to the right, but for some reason the canvas wants us to see all this at the bottom, and we're kind of falling down instead of following the wizard when they're literally like out of the shot and we're actually gonna be looking at something else very soon. So I think it's really a good idea here to change a lot of things. Let's just see what I can do with that. So I would probably put the wizard like this. Maybe I overdid it, maybe it should be like a square picture, but we'll see. The point is, yeah, we need to feel like we're with the character and not, you know, neglecting them. And the position in the frame combined with the direction of the movement really tells the intention. So in this case, we shouldn't make the character leave, you know? They should be moving more like towards the center of the picture, or at least being in the center, something like that. Another thing is, octopus is supposed to have 8 legs, and I can only see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So let's add that 8th one, maybe like that or something. Also right here I'm adding some of the shadows from the tentacles onto the tentacles, because it really didn't have any of that. They're all like intersecting, but this moonlight is hitting this tentacle literally everywhere, but when is that tentacle is gonna cast the shadow on it, you know? And whenever I'm adding that, you see it immediately gives this cool feeling of actual shadows between the objects. Really cool stuff. So as you are calculating the direction where to put these bright spots on the object, by the way, this one should be as bright as it gets since it's the closest to getting actually the reflection of the moon in here. So yeah, as you're calculating the direction of the lighting, you should also be calculating the direction of the shadows from the same angle, like the same direction. In here, the tentacle is probably behind the book, so let's hide that a little bit. I can see there's some glow going on from behind the character. The lit side of the character that we can't see, the rare side, is reflecting a lot of light onto this like foggy atmosphere around the character. So there's a certain like this glow going on from behind because of that. And it's looking really cool, but in the original it has this like super uniform outline and that's it. It has this unpleasant, sharp ending, and glow usually goes really bright at the beginning, then quickly darker, but then it doesn't stop. It becomes less and less bright, but very slowly, like a very stretching thing. So after it's bright, you sort of blend it away for a while. It really like takes some time and maybe even, painting from some references of good looking glows to figure out how exactly what kind of nature it has when it's doing that kind of stuff. Honestly, like the lighting originally, I already started painting over it. It feels really casual, like unpleasantly casual. We have this situation of the moonlit whatever night, but the lighting, like this bright spot in here, like what is this? Like this octopus was painted in a room with a green background and then cut out. So this is like a room lighting with then extra light from the back, I guess. But where is this coming from, I think they should really be like much darker here. Generally, the situation is asking for like almost a dark outline with the background of a big moon, that kind of situation. It exists for a reason because that's what you would be seeing. In the moonlight being from the back, that means there's literally nothing. There's just night sky from the front, which is like almost no light. It would be really dark. But let's say whatever, we just want to see more, like maybe our eyes adjusted or something like that. So we would give some light in there, but it should be like dramatically darker than what's going on in the back. And originally, like there's almost just yellow color, but not that much of a light. It's not that brightening on this blue. And I'm changing that to make it like a big difference. So this is the brightest color we get on this darker side. And it's mostly from the upper half, because at the bottom there's just night ground that's like super dark. No point in lighting that up. Do octopuses have this kind of eyes, like the thin vertical pupil? Well, this one does anyway. I'll add just a little bit of highlight on the very contour, and maybe in here as well, because honestly I feel like the head of the character needs to be supported, and we can justify that by, let's say there's like a cloud that catches a lot of moonlight, which is, by the way, not something that is visualized anywhere in here, so I'll maybe add some of that to give a better understanding what's happening. So let's say some of the clouds will be catching the light like that. Like the way it had in here at the bottom, by the way, this tangent is a bit unpleasant, where the tentacle is right about to end, is also intersecting with a cloud, kind of unpleasant. You should either like really get in there and intersect well, let's maybe do that, because otherwise everything is completely isolated, also unpleasant. And yeah, I really don't feel like there's a need to, try to drag out some details on this hat, making it pretty much like gray. We can define some of the details in here on the very edge where there is extra light, and in here a bit more since the hat is like starts to turn upwards, therefore catching more of that moonlight. But yeah, on the dark side, I really think we need to embrace the fact that this is a black hat, and in dark environments, black objects just lose all of their details. There's nothing wrong with that. You need to make them dark so they would keep looking black. So yeah, these are my thoughts on that. So the original was actually longer at the bottom, which really felt off. Yeah, like this feels like we're really falling down. Kind of unpleasant to me. So I really think we removed that and we're really like following the character now, It just feels like more of a fortunate thing. And yeah, the only thing that's bothering me right now, aside from, obviously we would need to put more details into it, but the brushwork of these clouds right here, there is still original brushwork, which uses some other brush that is super noticeable. Everything else is painted with just a simple brush, and that thing has that special texture which is like, what's up? I mean, there are art styles that totally work with that, but in this case, the rest of the details don't really use that, you know, special texture of the skin, of the leather, of the wood. None of that is incorporating some special texture to show this higher definition appearance, and then suddenly the clouds that look like that. Not even to mention that clouds don't actually have that kind of grainy, spotty kind of nature to them, you know? They're more fluffy and soft looking. So it's just probably mostly it's the problem with the fact that the brush itself just doesn't really fit to the clouds to begin with, no matter what the art style is. If you can't find the specific brush that would really perfectly work for the clouds, I don't know, some kind of texture or whatever, then just don't use it. Just use a round brush and work your way through the picture with that. It can totally work. You can paint everything with just a round brush. It's totally fine, including all the textures and everything. It just takes practice and knowing how to do that. Mostly it's just like the way I did it, like this kind of chopping back and forth between yellow and dark blue feels better as a cloud texture than whatever that brush had, you know? Next patient. Oh boy, demonetized. I mean, there's nothing wrong, she's totally dressed. Hi Burrow, I've been watching your videos for a while now, and it wasn't until recently I've made the commitment to join your Patreon. Thank you, your guys' support is awesome. I made this art piece quite a while back, and although I'm still very proud of this piece, I can clearly see areas where I can improve. Would love to see what you would improve and what I can learn through Overpaint. Much love and support, Giovanni. I forgot how to pronounce this name. Alright, on the composition real quick, I would just add some space for the head. I mean, obviously, the whole point of the picture was the body, but a head is a head. It needs to be. I would even go like this a little bit. I feel like adding some kind of intersection, something more interesting for maybe this wire cable. So let's move it like that. So this knee is a bit on top of this one. I would go a bit darker like that. Since for that you need to like lower this leg, so it's gonna be less facing upwards, hence a bit darker. And yeah, going with more of a specific cylindrical highlights. Feels like the whole thing needs to have like this really high specular look. Now the area right here, it's very interesting, but it feels like this just has to be darker. There's no way there's so much light there. No way to justify it. And that's why it feels kind of weird. It's almost like these are, you know, like spider claws or something like that, because they're sticking out so much, you don't feel like that's some kind of round shapes that are behind there inside. It feels like something sticking out forward because it's so bright. It looks weird. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna create a new layer in darken mode and just lower that stuff from this color and literally cover that area, including this a little bit. I mean, the only way those butt cheeks would be lit that bright is if the picture would be made with a camera with a flash, which is probably what the reference picture had or something. So yeah, I'm not criticizing the anatomy at all. It's really impressive and looking pretty good. The only thing that's really bothering me is this is really broken actually. So yeah, we'll see, like this shoulder should move over here and this one should also move over there, like something happened. So we'll see about that. But yeah, generally I'm not your guy about anatomy, so. Okay, that was fixed well enough with Liquify, but the right shoulder, it needs to be actually moved, I think. Like this seems appropriate, if that's the right word to use here. Now the face is also a bit distorted, so maybe we move it like that. So we would be able to move the chin, because it's a bit off. I can see like a strong anime influence in here, and nothing wrong with anime, but I gotta say that art style, I may have never seen a single picture in anime or manga art style that would handle well this kind of angle on the face. It just never happens because they really don't know what to do with the chin. They just keep drawing the chin like it's still seen from the top. It's a weird thing to witness. That's my opinion, like I don't know much. Maybe I should wait for seeing the rest of that tutorial from Wingfox, but so far it's just not a strong side of that art style. At least some highlights on the metallic helmet, since the rest of the body is really brightly lit from the top. Couldn't metal shine in there as well? So these are the fixes I got so far. Now this is just like, seriously, look at your own hand and do whatever it's supposed to be doing there. Like there's obviously missing another joint in here or something. You can look up hands, you can take a picture of your own hand. And yeah, about the glow behind, like same as what we had in the previous submission, a bit too sudden end of the glow, you know? It should keep going a little bit, very subtle. Just pick the colors, like these subtle colors, and keep dragging them around. It will really blend all together and maybe remove this very intrusive signage of the author or whatever. About this kind of signs, putting them right in the picture, right there, so close. Just sign the corner. Like, it's none of my business, but you're really making your picture a bit worse because, like, what is it supposed to do in there, you know? If someone wants to steal the picture, they'll Photoshop it out very easily anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And this sign won't bring anyone to your website or something, or even tell them your name, so there's no point, like, it's too intrusive. Let the picture be itself. Like, I'm not saying you shouldn't promote yourself or try to, you know, own your own pictures or whatever. Totally. I'm just saying this is not effective in any way. Feels a bit egocentric in this case, like, she's mine. My sign is right here. Again, nothing wrong with being egocentric when you're an artist. Well, arguably. But it's bad when people can tell when they just look at the thing. Okay, I don't know what I've been doing this whole time, but this is what it is. Fix this arm a little bit right here. Oh boy, that's also pretty weird. That would work a bit better, I guess. So there you go, these are my fixes. I think it makes for a bit of a better picture. I would go with a bit, like, more extensive gradient for the background in general. This is a bit too little. It makes the picture really small without the feeling of the place. Hard to explain, but yeah, just making this, you know, like that is already looking much more interesting, I think. And then I'll just erase some of the parts that are too dark. So yeah, this is almost looking like a badge, like very locked in with a super blank background. And in here, we're like in a place, maybe overdid it a little bit. But yeah, like this continuation from this to this. Yeah, I like it much more this way. So there you go. Next patient. Let's actually go with H-I-Z. H-I-Z, his. Hi Hiz. Dear Boro, I would like to start off that I'm a huge fan of your work. Thank you, I appreciate that. I made this Zelda piece a couple days ago and I do like it. But I feel like I can improve on it more. That's Zelda. I never played Zelda, so yeah, I don't know what she's supposed to look like. I'll look it up, I guess. Because I only know Link. At least I know that Link is not Zelda, Alright, I see. Yeah, this is pretty close. Let's see how we can improve it and push it closer to the original design. So, I immediately want to change the background color. This is so unfortunate for her golden hair and her skin. Like, everything is blending into that color, except for the dress. Like, is it that important even? Like, many ways would work, but I just don't want to choose a color scheme that is too far from the Breath of the Wild, because even I know what that game looks like. So it kind of made sense to have this super saturated reddish shadow on the face in this version, but I'm gonna have to tone it down a bit because that's looking really nuclear now. Yeah, something like that. By the way, that's a really long neck, like holy crap. So yeah, this direction of the face, is facing here, that's why it's the brightest part, but the same thing is supposed to happen on the nose, shouldn't it? It's also facing there, and it will immediately improve. Now, one thing about the ear right here, so close to the head, it's already catching so much light, while it also should be doing the same thing the face is doing, so yeah, I'll do a little bit more of this in here. While in here, again, really close to the hair, I cast some shadow on the skin where there was barely any, like literally starting from the hair and downwards. And yeah, pretty much, aside from fixing the neck and some features on the face, I just simply take the lighting from the main part of the face right here and spreading it all over the picture, because nothing else seems to be following the lighting the same way, like the dress right now. You literally have the reference. This is the gradient of how lighting should go, from dark to bright. Just repeat the same thing in here. It's the same situation. Same place, same shape. Well, kinda same. A little bit of this inversed shading in here, so add a dark here and bright here to give that feeling of, you know, this kind of geometry. In this lighting, it will work this way. Also, really, what happened? I'm really just curious what led to this huge stretch of the neck. And thing is, it even continues with the trapezius right here. I look at the reference, it should go not like this, but like this. Like everything was stretched upwards a huge amount. Interesting. So I'll probably raise those shoulders or something. Yeah, now the shoulders are actually almost on the same level, the left and the right one. I don't know, it felt like it was like a conscious decision, like the design decision, but since we're doing the Zelda fan art, I guess she shouldn't have such dark eyebrows. She literally has the same color for the hair and for the eyebrows. Also a little bit on the top of the forehead, since we are like this ear right here giving a hint that the light is not just from the side, but there's a little bit of the lighting from the top. It seems like it makes sense in this situation. And also I would add the highlight actually in the direction of the lighting as well. Yeah, some liquify work on the face. Now let's reconstruct the neck. So yeah, I guess this will be it. The mouth is really different from the reference, but I guess that was the special thing about this fan art. Red lipstick isn't really a thing on Zelda. So yeah, I think with some fixing on the face, with the jaw and this cheek line that we get, this is really off from the reference. They, like these anime-ish style characters, have very specific, these perfect cheek lines always, so I fixed that a little bit, although kinda got a very manly jaw too. Let's see if I can fix that. But yeah, aside from that, I just pushed the lighting around to follow the direction specified by the right cheek. Yeah, I guess this is it. I might have to look at it tomorrow morning to see if something's wrong, because it feels like I'm missing something actually. So yeah, this is it. Thank you HIZ, Giovanni, and George for your submissions. It was a lot of fun, very different pictures. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed and found it interesting. If any of you want me to overpaint your picture like this, the link to my Patreon page is in the end of this video. You become my patron, submit the picture with a message. I read the message and overpaint the picture. But for now, this is it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye! It's so tough sometimes to paint over the face that someone else painted. Really hard sometimes to figure out what's wrong with it. Would be so much easier to just rebuild everything from scratch.